opposites. That's how you know you've become a well-meaning man. But now it is time for you to go.
Now I think I want to stay.
That is how you know it's time for you to go.
It's all too familiar. Fault lines written by tongues, bitten by silence. Thoughts formed when we weren't searching for violence in our questions, our suggestions. It's all too familiar. What was she wearing? Was she walking alone? She shouldn't have drank so much. She should have been more careful. Like it was her fault. Like gender violence isn't a man's issue. Like men can't help themselves. Like the responsibility for one's own actions doesn't fall on one's own shoulders. Like men don't have the power to change how men act. And I remember as a young teen learning the facts. 1 in 3 made me sick. How could men like me do this? They couldn't. I thought they couldn't. They must be monsters. They must be monsters. Monsters in the masks of men. Monsters in the masks of men rearranged their faces until I can no longer see myself in them. Monsters. And I remember going to a party in East Vancouver and seeing a patch on my friend's jacket that said, "Stop Rape." The message so clear, so inarguably simple, and yet it left a bad taste. Because it jarred me from my place of comfort. Because it reminded me of the reality we all face. And that initial reaction, my initial reaction, was me choosing silence, therefore allowing for violence. And that was a clear case of the culture of rape. And I remember in the dressing room cheering along as a teammate proclaimed that in victory we had raped the other team. Or in the lunchroom when my boss made a sexist joke and I said nothing. Or yesterday when I pulled on an article of clothing and referred to it as a wife beater. This culture of violence touches us all. And by dismissing perpetrators as monsters, it allows us not to analyze our own actions. Men, take your masks off. Men, take responsibility. Men, open your mouths wider. Show more than your teeth. There was a softness in your throat waiting to be freed. Men, we are responsible for the vast majority of violence. Men, it's an epidemic. Men, don't think that it has to be this way. Men, if you could make the world safer for the women you love, for all women, children, and men, wouldn't you? Men, you can. Men, we need you to be courageous, to speak up and to be more than a bystander. Men, put your masks down. Men, let's look each other in the eyes. Men, let's talk.
I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk about how I may not be everything that I want to be. But I thank God I no longer have to be what I was. I would never speak up when someone told a sexist joke or told them myself. A co-signer on behaviors that demean and belittle women and girls. Part of the pack when he wanted to take down some boy who didn't quite measure up. I am no longer trapped in this box of my own making.
He took it off.
He did.
He looks strange.
He won't leave it off for long.
He'll put it back on.
No. No, I won't. I wore it for too long and it was too hard to take off. I will never wear that mask again.
But what about
not your friends. What would they think? Oh, that is, if you could still call them your friends.
I hope they are. But that's not as important as becoming the man I want to be.
Well, what kind of man is that?
A well-meaning man. A mindful man. A man that understands the impact of his actions.
What does that mean? What, that we stop painting the rooms of our sons blue and the rooms of our daughters pink?
Do we give our sons dolls and our daughters weapons of mass destruction?
Do we teach our daughters to fight and tell our sons it's okay to cry?
I don't know about all that. I can only speak of what is right for me. That I recognize the value all people bring and not dismiss or discount them because of their sex.
Oh, even on the playing field. Oh, you're gonna lose your edge in competitive sport.
That's not true. Winning on the field will be decided by my own excellence, my own improvement, not doing whatever it takes to make someone else fail.
And beauty? Do you think it'll be so easy to blind yourself from the beauty that you see?
Now that I've taken off the mask, I see beauty everywhere. Deeper beauty. I see beauty in women and girls who want to be seen for who they are, not just a summary of their body parts.
This won't last long. You will put the mask back on. You will put it on when you're feeling insecure. You will put it back on when you're feeling lonely. You will put it back on when you're feeling angry.
You will be hurt. Some of these boys will hurt you for acting differently.
They will hurt you.
Defending myself is part of being a well-meaning man. Attacking is not.
You're changing.
Oh no. He's changing.
You're changing.
I've changed.